Hello there, friends. Welcome to this quick core flow. Maybe have a couple blocks if you like to use them. Otherwise, you shouldn't need any props for this class. As always, your body and your practice. So please skip, modify, do something else you know feels good for your body if I'm doing something that doesn't feel right for you. We will get started down in a child's pose. So just bring your knees wide, big toes touch. Press your hips back towards your heels. Rest your forehead down on the mat. And take 3 deep, full breaths as you arrive here on your mat. As you take those breaths, choose a mantra, a simple I am statement that is calling to you that would fit your day and your practice. I am focused, I'm strong, I'm confident, I'm listening to my body. Anything that calls to you, choose that here. Take one more breath. Let's inhale, open the eyes. We'll come right up into a tabletop. Bring wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, and start with some gentle cat-cows. On an inhale, drop your belly, reach your chest forward, lift your sit bones up. Exhale, tuck the pelvis, push the mat away, tuck your chin. Move here on your own breath through a few rounds of cat-cow, adding in anything else that might feel good. You might want to take it into like a side-to-side movement or pause anywhere that feels extra tight or sticky. This is your practice. Listen to your body. Do what feels best for you. Let's do one more round. And then we'll come back into that tabletop and we'll do a thread the needle. So inhale, open your right arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, thread your right hand underneath that left arm. Come onto the right shoulder. You can reach your left arm forward. Come onto the right temple. Gaze underneath that left armpit. Adding in some rotation here right as we start. Let's slide the left hand back towards the face, press into the left palm, open that right arm up one more time, and then place it back down on the mat. Let's take the left side. Inhale, open left arm up, thread it on through. Keep the left palm facing up towards the ceiling. Big full breaths here. And then slide that right hand back, open the left arm up. And exhale it back down into our tabletop. We're just going to start right here with some balancing tabletop. So let's lift the left leg up behind us. If you're feeling solid already here, go ahead and lift the right arm up. If not, you can keep the right hand down on the mat. And let's just do some lifts and lowers. So tap fingers and toes down, lift them right back up to hip and shoulder height. Keep going. Remember to breathe. Let's do one more, and then hold it up here. Little challenge. See if you can open the right arm out to the right and the left foot out to the left. Keeping your balance, bringing it back to center. This may be like a tiny movement, and that's all good. Having to balance through this reach to opposite sides is really bringing in a lot of core stabilization. Let's just do one more, because these are hard. Back to center, and then we'll release. Give a little shake and let's take it to the opposite side. So go ahead and reach the right leg behind you. Keep the right hip pointing down towards the mat. You can reach that left arm forward. Add in those lifts and lowers, down and up. Focusing that movement on this big glute max muscle on the backside of your booty. That's what's lifting your leg. We're not taking this into any sort of like arched back. Just strong and stable. I've lost count, so let's do one more and then we'll open them out to the side. And you might notice that one side is a little bit more balanced or less balanced than the other. And that's all good. Keep going. Last one. Back to center, hand and knee come back down on the mat. Any little wiggles. Right here in your tabletop, let's take a bear. So we're going to tuck the toes and just hover the knees off of the mat. So really press down through the palms, push the mat away, keep that navel hugging in, lift the knees and hover. We'll stay here for a breath. And then walk your right toes back towards the plank, left toes back towards the plank. Hold your plank for a breath. Keep pulling in through the belly. Exhale, lift the hips up, take a little reprieve in down dog. Stay here for a breath. And then we're coming right back for that bear. So you can come forward, bend the knees, and maybe just land right in that bear with the knees hovering. Stay here for a breath. Walk it back to your plank, right foot, left foot. Stay here for a breath. Lift those hips up, down dog. Let's do that one more time. So we'll shift forward, shoulders are coming over the wrists. Knees are lowering towards the mat, but not quite, hovering. Reach the feet back towards the plank. Keep squeezing through the booty, pushing down into the mat. Exhale, hips go up, down dog. We're coming back for that bear one more time. One more little fun thing with bear. So lower down, knees hover, and we'll start to walk forward and back. So it'll be opposite foot and hand, but we're trying to keep that knee hovering, and you may come off your mat a little bit. That's good. Do 2 or 3 forward, and then 2 or 3 back. And keep breathing. See how close you can kind of get that knee in towards the mat without touching, keeping the hips low. Let's go forward and back one more time. All right, just come into down dog. Lift the hips, place the hands wherever you need to. Any little shakes or wiggles. Let's lift the right leg up. Bend the knee, take a hip circle each direction. And then bring the right knee in towards the nose. Plant the right foot between the hands, and let's inhale up into a high crescent lunge. Stay here for a breath. Let's bring the hands to heart center. We're going to challenge ourselves and see if we can come forward for a warrior 3. Let's start with a supported. So make sure you have your blocks handy. If you want to go ahead and place them down in front, you can. We'll shift the weight into the right foot, bring the chest over the right thigh. See if you can lift this left leg off of the mat, just like in our balancing tabletop. Hip is pointing down towards the mat. Hands can come to blocks, and in our warrior 3, we'll take one curtsy lunge. So start to bend the right knee, tap the left knee behind the right, bring it right back to that supported warrior 3, and then place the left toes down. We'll inhale it back up, high crescent lunge. That whole little flow we'll do 2 more times. And you have an option here. If you want to skip the blocks and try to do that all balancing with hands at heart center, you can. I will try, and we will see if I can do it here. Let's shift forward, weight into the right foot, lift the left leg up, supported warrior 3 or warrior 3, bend the right knee, little tap, curtsy. Left leg reaches back, plant the toes down, inhale it back up, high crescent lunge. Let's do one more. Take a breath in between. Hands to heart center. Let's lift this left leg up, warrior 3. Little curtsy. Left leg reaches back behind. Plant those left toes down. Inhale, arms up, high crescent lunge. Let's go ahead and bring the hands down to frame the front foot. You can move your blocks off to the side. Right foot steps back to meet the left. You can lower through a modified chaturanga on your knees or a full chaturanga up on toes all the way onto your belly. And then once you arrive on your belly, untuck your toes, press the tops of your feet into the mat. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. And let's take 3 cobra lifts. So for the first 2, you can press down through your hands. We'll keep the elbows hugging in towards the body. Squeeze the booty, press the tops of the feet into the mat, lift the chest. And then exhale, lower it down. Let's do one more like that. Inhale it up, activating the whole backside of our core here. Exhale, lower down. Challenge on the last one. Lift your hands. Lift it up. See how much lower we go without our hands. Exhale it down. Press down through those palms. Come up onto hands and knees. Curl the toes under. Lift the hips up. Down dog. Inhale, lift that left leg up. Bend the knee. Hip circle each direction. Bring that left knee in towards the nose. Plant that left foot. We'll inhale up, high crescent lunge. We'll do that flow through our supported warrior 3 or warrior 3 into our little curtsy squat. Bring hands to heart center. Shift the weight into your left foot. Squeeze through that right glute. Lift that right leg up behind you. Hands can come down onto the blocks. Long line from the crown of your head through those right toes. Bend the left knee, bend the right knee, tap it behind the left, and then reach it right back long again. Place the right toes down. Inhale, arms come up. 2 more times, your choice here, if you would like to do it without the blocks. Adding in a little bit more of a balance and stability challenge. Last round here, coming forward, warrior 3. Our glutes are part of our core, and we are feeling them today. Come back up into that high crescent lunge. Exhale, hands come down, frame the front foot. Blocks slide off to the side if you were using them. Left foot steps back to meet the right. Chaturanga all the way to your belly, knees or toes. Let's do a little locust lift here this time. So thumbs point down, reaching behind you, pinkies point up. We'll inhale, lift up the feet, lift up the chest, squeeze all the way down the back side of your body. Shoulder blades squeeze towards one another. Exhale it down. Let's do 2 more. Inhale it up. Exhale it down. Inhale it up. Exhale down. Bring those hands underneath your shoulders. Press it on up to hands and knees. Curl the toes, lift the hips, down dog. Take an inhale in through the nose. Let it go through the mouth. Let's inhale, right leg comes up, bend the knee, bring it in towards the nose. Plant the right foot between the hands. Cartwheel up, Virabhadrasana 2, warrior 2. So we've got the right heel lining up with the left arch. Bring your arms out to the sides and shoulders down. Get set in your warrior 2. And then bend your elbows, bring your fingertips behind your ears. Now we're keeping the lower body in the same position here, just adding in a little upper body oblique work. So we'll reach forward with the right elbow towards the right knee, and then use your left side to pull it back up. Let's do 4 more. 3 more. 2. Last 1. Back up to that warrior 2. Flip your front palm, reverse your warrior. Get a nice stretch up the right side. And then fun little cartwheel here. Reach your right hand forward. Left arm will come up and over and follow. Spin onto your back toes. Plant this left foot down next to the right foot, either on the mat or on a block, and then open your right arm up into a revolved lunge. Hug your inner thighs in towards one another. Shift to the outer edge of your left foot and either step the right foot back on top of the left into a plank or come onto that left knee for a modified plank. Wherever you are, take this right hand, reach it underneath, tap the back of the left ribs. We'll do 5 of these. These are our little reach unders. 4. Keep lifting up through that left hip. 2. Last one, reach it up. We'll reach forward with this right hand, almost like we're coming back again, but we'll place the right forearm down and just spin onto the right outer edge of the foot. Fun little switch here to a forearm plank on the right. And from here, we're just going to lift and lower the hips. So really squeezing up through that right side. 3, 2. Last one, lower those hips all the way down. Turn to face the back of your mat. You can realign your booty into the center of your mat and then lift up into Navasana boat pose. Seems weird doing this facing the back of the mat, right? But this is good for our brain. So we'll go ahead and have the sternum lifted. We'll do some lowers through hollow body. So scoop out through the belly, round out through the chest, shoot the legs out, hover everything, and then inhale, see if you can pull it right back in to boat pose. Let's do that 4 more times. Exhale. Inhale, 3 more. Reach it. We got this. 2. Last 1. Pull it back up to boat pose. You got it. Cross the ankles. Hands come down. Step it back. Down dog. Any little wiggles here. And then lift that left leg up. Bend the knee. Left knee in towards the nose. Plant that left foot. Cartwheel up. Virabhadrasana 2 on the left. We're facing the back of the mat now. Same thing here. Get set in your warrior 2. shoulders away from ears, shoulders stacked over those hips. And then bring your fingertips behind your ears. 5 little oblique crunches. So tapping the left elbow towards the left knee. 4, 3, remember to breathe. 2, this is maybe where you need to pull in that I am statement. 1, I am strong. Reach for warrior 2, flip your front palm, reverse your warrior. And then cartwheel it forward, bringing the right hand to the inside of the left foot. We're on the right toes, open it up, revolved lunge. So left hand is reaching up. Now for a little plank series, side plank series. Shift onto the outer edge of the right foot or come down onto the right knee. Swing this left leg, stack it on top, and then take this left arm underneath, tap the right ribs. 5 of these. 4, 3, 2, last 1. And then almost like we're reaching again, but we'll face forward, turn onto the toes, plant this left forearm down, spin to the left outer edge of the foot, open the right arm up. 5 little hip dips, down and up. Keep pressing down through the forearm, lifting the shoulder. 2, 1. Hips come all the way down. Turn to face the front of the mat this time. In your Navasana, can we do 5 more hollow body lowers? Yes, we can. Let's do it. Exhale, reach. Inhale, pull. If you need to put your feet down, you can. 3 more. 2 more. Scoop it on out. Last 1. Back up to center. Cross those ankles. Let's just come onto hands and knees. So spin it forward, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Just like in the beginning, cat-cow. We're ready to cool it down. That was a quick little core flow. Boy, these cows feel good after those hollow bodies. A couple rounds of breath here in your cat-cow. Cat-cow always feels the best after you've done a lot of like rectus abdominis work. All right, we'll come back onto our seats. So just cross your ankles, sit back. And we'll take a half Lord of the Fishes here to stretch out through the outer hip and glute area. So you can cross, I'll turn to face you, you can cross the left ankle towards the right hip and then take that right foot up and over. If this is feeling too much, reach the left leg long. Let's take the right arm up and overhead and then lead with the sternum towards the right, place the fingertips behind you and use that left arm to hug the right knee in towards the chest. Stay here and breathe. Come back to that I am statement. See if you feel like you're a step closer to embodying whatever you chose. Last breath. Inhale it back towards center. Let's unpretzel ourselves. Take it on the opposite side. So right heel towards left hip. Left leg crosses up and over. Long spine first. Open. Leading with the heart. Left fingertips behind you. Right arm hugs in that left knee. I love having core work in like a yoga flow because it doesn't feel like you're just doing repetitive core work. You get a little fun flow in between. Let's inhale it back to center. Let's roll it down onto our backs. Hug your knees in, give them a big squeeze. And then we'll just take an easy supine twist. You can drop your knees over towards the right. I like to lift up, come onto my right outer hip. Reach your left arm up and overhead, open it out to the side. 3 deep breaths here. Picture your breath going to any area that feels tight or tense. Imagine it all releasing. Let's come back up to center and then take it towards the left. So if you need to come onto the left outer hip, you can. Reach your right arm up and over. Work to get your right shoulder blade down towards the mat. That might mean like scooting the left shoulder blade towards the left ribs towards the left. Take your 3 deep breaths here. Take inventory of how your breath feels. So you're starting to maybe slow down a bit. Notice how deep and full it can feel here at the end, but maybe during the work it was a little bit more fast-paced and shallow. Let's inhale, come back up to center. Hook those knees in, and then place them down towards opposite corners of the mat for your Shavasana. And in your Shavasana, let's just place both hands over the belly, which is what we typically think of when we think about a core workout. But essentially your core is like everything in this area. It's your back body, your glutes, hip flexors, all of that. Take big inhales into all of those areas. Big exhales out. Repeat your I am statement here. See if it's something you can continue on with today. Through your week. And know that anytime you need to feel that centered present feeling, I am, whatever you chose, come back to your breath first. Take 3 deep, full breaths like we're doing right here at the end. Skip that shallow, fast-paced breathing. Take big, full breaths and repeat it to yourself. I'll invite you to stay here in your Shavasana for as long as you might have today. Thank you so much for joining me for this core flow.